Hey, everyone. Today we're spotlighting hashtag student milestones and hashtag continuing to, and I shouldn't have hashtag that, but hashtag equity in STEM. And today is all about celebrating milestones. Welcome. This is my 30 days of equitable grading in STEM. It's based off of my planner here. And the planner is based off of chapter 8 in my book, Equity Builds Expertise 9 Strategies for STEM Teachers to Reach All Students. We are on day 26 of 30. I cannot believe that we've been going live and I've been live streaming for almost 30 days, almost the entire month of September. And here on day 26, a quote that I wanted to share with you is celebrate progress no matter how small. And that's from Carol Dweck. Great quote, because that's really what today is all about. And remember that we are in the section of the book that is all about how we will be building and reinforcing student self-efficacy. Students need to believe that they are capable of succeeding in your class. And it can't just be the lip service, for lack of a better word. It can't just be lip service that we give them and just say, like, oh no, you're capable of it. It's how do we show them? What are the systems and processes that we have in place within our classrooms that elevate student growth, that show students that they truly are capable of doing this work. Okay. So in rigorous courses, for example, rigorous STEM courses like AP biology, chemistry, physics, or calculus, it's easy to only notice when students make it across the finish line, right? And that finish line may be something like the AP exam, it may be a big lab report, maybe something like that. But the real growth doesn't happen when they cross that last row, that last hurdle, right? The real growth is going to happen in all the tiny little steps along the way. And so we want to celebrate those small little accomplishments because that's going to build student motivation, resilience, and really make the community a learning and growing space. So the reflection prompt that I want you to focus on is really simple. How do you celebrate growth? And how do you celebrate growth in ways that go way beyond just the grades, right? So, as an action for today, just scrolling down, you're going to plan and you should plan a milestone recognition event, right? Or it could be an activity just for this month, something that is truly going to highlight student progress and encourage them to persist, encourage them to keep trying. And so, some of the discussions around these milestone celebrations that you could have, for example, is if you're in your AP bio class and after students finish their first full lab write-up, host a scientist spotlight, something like that, where each students can simply share even just one skill or one insight that they mastered. And it may be something as simple as graphing or data analysis or building a hypothesis. Chemistry, one thing that you can consider is having students being recognized for when they successfully balance their first complex redox equation, right? Or design a lab procedure. And again, you can make it sort of like a mini chemist pining, a moment with symbolic stickers or badges, a moment where you're celebrating something that students did. It could be a bulletin board, it could be even just a small corner of the room for celebrating some of those things. In calculus, how about celebrating the first time students start to apply derivatives to solve some of the real world problems, right? Have them present a quick success snapshot on how they cracked the problem. That could be fun. That could be fun. It could be something that's done during that do now moment in class. And then maybe for physics, you might want to have students create a concept mastery wall where students add sticky notes describing a tough concept that they finally understood. Something it could be, you're right, when I finally understood projectile motion or energy conservation. And seeing that wall grow itself can be a nice milestone throughout the school year. Those are just a few of the ideas and things that you can do in your class to celebrate some of the milestones that students can achieve. Some other ways that you can have them do this is through progress journals. Have them keep a progress journal. Once a quarter, have students reread their first assignments and write just a short reflection, right, on how their thinking has evolved. Imagine the power in that. Imagine how powerful it would be if you could, and I do this just as a business owner, right? Each quarter, I'm reflecting on what are some of the lessons I've learned, some of the things that I'm going to keep, some of the things I might change. That level of reflection is what celebrates the growth that a person is making. And so, same thing should be happening in your classroom. You can do peer shout outs. End of class. Just end the class with a 2-minute milestone circle where students give shout outs to peers. And it could be for their perseverance or their collaboration, their help, right? 2 minutes at the end of class. You could also shout out students too at the end of class that you've noticed things that they may have done during that period to either support each other or to push through some challenges. There are many awards that you can give, lighthearted awards, right? Like best graphing ninja or most persistent problem solver. And you can do that after big units. A couple of other things. Think about growth chains. Start a paper chain on the wall. Each link marks when a student masters a new skill or a concept. And then again, you're watching this grow as the year progresses, something that you will leave permanently that shows that your growth matters. Your growth is important. This is something that can truly shift how a student views themselves, not only in that particular class, but in that particular field, right? Which is important. So, recognizing milestones, they reinforce learning, it builds self-confidence, and then it reminds students that when it comes to STEM in particular, that it's not just about the final answers, but it's also about the journey. Every grade tells a story, so we want to make sure that it's one that's worth telling. All right, y'all. Happy Friday and enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow for day 27. All right.